Hello everyone, welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly, wow, a lot of cards fell out, for Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with our Scorpios this week, September 8th to the 14th. Gonna get right into it. Chemistry. Strong attraction with someone. You have getting to know each other. So you're starting to reveal closer or deeper sides of yourself and getting closer. Heart-to-heart conversations. Wow. All right, so it's quite beautiful energy for you this week, Scorpio. Let's get right into your animal spirits for the week. You may or may not resonate with all or none of these messages, and that's fine too. Bat energy, air energy, beaver energy, which is actually water element, and dolphin. Beautiful water energy also. Wow, really interesting cards. Very beautiful cards, actually. So let's just get into it briefly. The bat. The bat is the harbinger of the night before the dawn, in the sense that the bat has extrasensory perception, is able to sort of seek out the darker areas in a way, and find out what they are all about just before the dawn. So you're about to start a new stage. You're about to come into the birth of a very new thing, maybe a relationship or a time in your life. But bat energy comes in to sort of clear out the last little bits of darkness, the last little bits of whatever has been hidden or whatever may be an obstacle to this new beginning, right? So the bat kind of comes in to clear out the last little bits of the night before the dawning of something new. It's quite interesting energy. It's air energy, and it's certainly, we're talking about conversation, communication, right? Because it's air energy, right? So it's the kind of communication we have when we kind of like get all of our cards on the table with a certain scenario, or maybe dive into some areas that have been up until now difficult to deal with, but need to be dealt with so that this emergence, this new stage can come unhindered, right? Unhindered by any baggage or leftover sort of darkness, as it were. Now, the beaver is water energy coming in, and the beaver is quite interesting because the beaver works tirelessly for the family. This is really supportive, emotional energy. So the beaver does everything it can to kind of build a very stable environment for itself and its loved ones. An emotionally stable environment, right? One that can withstand the ups and downs of life, the emotional turbulations of life. And so in this way, the beaver is also a great nurturing and supportive animal spirit, especially in the realm of the heart or the emotions, right? It's very beautiful, very supportive. And it's interesting, it's very compatible with dolphin energy, because dolphin energy is the great healer. And so with dolphin energy, we see a lot of healing coming in. We see the dolphin is synonymous with that water element in some of us that knows exactly what to say, when to say it. It has a great amount of compassion and empathy. The communication is on an emotional heart level, right? It's almost as if it's when you communicate with people without having to speak. Your heart can speak to their heart, and it's a great healing process. The dolphin is in fact the highest card in the deck for healing. So some of you Scorpios are definitely going through a very healing process right now. Okay, and certainly it's interesting because this healing process involves another person or a relationship because, interestingly enough, all of your romance messages are about a close relationship or getting closer. It's sort of interesting because Scorpio, you kind of do go through your transformations through relationships with others. That's kind of the nature of your sign in a way, right? So let's get right into your spread for the week. We'll see what it all entails. Let's cut these again. There we go. Now we're ready. Let's go. Pull out your first spread, Death. Interesting. Ace of Cups and Star. Well, there you are. Showing up. This is the Death card. This is your card, Scorpio energy. Yeah, it was interesting that I felt like doing a second cut, right? And of course, what comes out in first forecast is Death, which is your card, and Ace of Cups and the Star. So we're talking about full transformation here, Scorpio, and it's coming because of a relationship, a love relationship. Your whole life is really going through a big transformation. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. What else can I say? This is also the answer to a wish that you've had for a very, very long time with the Star energy. You realize, I think, this week that this is an answer to a wish. You realize that this relationship is a important relationship to you, and the transformation that's coming into your life is as a result of the love that you're feeling right now with this person. I think that this week all of this kind of really gets discussed, and again, a lot of this happens, a lot of healing happens, a lot of getting to know each other, a lot of going deeper happens this week in this relationship. But more than anything, I think you come to a lot of realizations this week, which is indeed, this is really the one that you've been waiting for. Nine of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and King of Cups. Some of you, again, Nine of Wands talks about a period where you're starting to just realize all of the baggage that you've had. You're starting to realize all that you've been carrying around with you, and you see it differently. Nine of Wands talks about when we begin to look back on a very difficult stage in our lives, or maybe even our entire lives, and we look at all of the different things that we've been carrying, right? The memories that we've been carrying. These wands are reminders of traumas and turbulation, trials and tribulations, They're reminders of burdens. And you start to see them for what they are, which is burdens, obstacles for your progress. And this awakening is what gets us to move eventually to that 10 of Wands, which is when you're ready to lay it down. You start to realize this week, and a new opportunity comes into you. An opportunity comes in this week for you to really kind of increase your abundance, but increase your abundance in the sense that you want to expand your family, right? You are beginning a new chapter in your life because you're also calling in a soulmate. King of Cups calls in the soulmate. King of Cups comes out when you found what you're looking for in a person or a relationship, and you very much set your sights on them. King of Cups is Scorpion energy. So we're talking about, we're talking about Scorpion energy in the sense of love and relationship coming through. You found someone, you're setting your sights on them. And for some of you, again, this kind of realization is coming in that you're letting go very much of some hang-ups, some baggage that you've been carrying for a very long time. This letting go is what opens up this door to a really beautiful opportunity. King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Magician. some of you are embodying King of Swords in the sense that this week you take the lead in having a conversation. You're having a conversation with somebody who is your Queen of Cups, right? You're taking the lead in kind of, for some of you, it may be a case of trying to figure out exactly what your Queen of Cups is feeling, is all about. I feel like this is bad energy here because you're feeling very in control and you're feeling very much like magician energy in the sense that you're about to manifest what you truly desire. But this week, it's like for some of you, before you move on to that, you want to have this last little period of talking, laying your cards down on the table. You want to make sure that your Queen of Cups is exactly where you are mentally before you move forward. It's quite interesting because you know that you're about to manifest something really important, but it's almost like you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's with these last series of conversations. You're certainly taking the lead. Some of you may even be kind of interrogating in a way, right? But it's only to make sure because you're just about ready to cement something for a very long-term relationship. King of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Tower. Some of you, wow. Some of you have a King of Wands coming in, Scorpio. So you have this soulmate energy. This person coming in is very fiery, right? And it's a connection. It may be that they're challenging you, but their arrival and they're challenging that the challenge that they've kind of made you. How can I put this? Their arrival in your life has kind of made you challenge your own views on what it is you want, Scorpio, right? Seven of Cups is when we have kind of like, we daydream about our goals, right? But sometimes it's also kind of, we reevaluate our goals. Is this really what you want, right? Is this really what you desire in a relationship? You start to realize that maybe some of the things you've wanted in a relationship before is not what you want now. And for some of you, it could be this King of Wands who's come in that's kind of made you realize that. And so you have a Tower moment, right? It's an awakening. Some of you have an awakening that perhaps you've been following dreams for a very long time that have not really been the dreams that you ultimately want or that you realize now are the right ones for you. Again, it's a real healing process for some of you. Tower always brings a lot of healing with it, certainly, because it's when we kind of, you know, everything we've believed in so far kind of crumbles. We realize that we have to build a new tower. We're not the same people. We don't believe the same things anymore. Our experience of ourselves and others has made us realize that the tower we've built up no longer serves us, right? And life is not the way we thought it was. And it's an expansion of ourselves. The new tower is always stronger, bigger, more inclusive, expansive, right? And in line with who we are now. But it's a very kind of enlightening process for you, Scorpio. And you certainly reevaluate what your dream for a relationship is now. It certainly has changed. And a lot of it has been because of this King of Wands person who's come into your life who has a lot of ambition and fire, and they've almost put a fire underneath of you, Scorpio. Four of Swords, Eight of Wands, Five of Wands. Some of you are retreating. You're really trying to strategize. You don't know how to move forward. You want to maintain your stability, but a particular situation is calling for you to be very careful about how you make your move. You feel like you need to be very strategic. A lot of the messages you have coming in or the information you have coming in, it seems to be quite chaotic, Scorpio. For some of you, you're finding it difficult to really, you know, see what the focus is, right? So Eight of Wands is very chaotic. I want to say it's almost like mixed messages. Some of you may feel like you've been getting mixed messages from a loved one. Like you can't decipher whether or not they truly love you or don't love you, what they truly mean to say to you, because all of the information that's coming in is very different, right? It's coming in very different. It's all very quick coming in, and it's feeling very chaotic and unfocused, right? And so this week you really want to You want to have a heart-to-heart conversation. There's also a 5 of Wands, so there's kind of like a power struggle that happens this week, right? This could be between you and a loved one. This could be happening around you, and you're just very aware of it, right? So there's a lot of energies for some of you Scorpios happening this week. This could be socially or at work, all right? And this could also be in your personal life, right? It just could be that, you know, you've taken a step back because of this 8 of Wands, and then this week you start to have a little bit of bickering because maybe the two of you are just not communicating the right way, right? And so heart-to-heart conversations, again, is certainly what's called for here. Some of you will just be witnessing this power struggle from the outside looking in. And again, it's still going to require you to do a lot of like strategizing about how to move forward from here in a harmonious way. Lovers, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Wow, some of you are in love, in a love relationship. You're in a real soulmate connection, but there's an issue here of power struggle to do with finances and emotions. Some of you may have, Scorpio, some of you may have had previous relationships where you felt like you've had to pay the price emotionally and financially. And so in this new relationship, you're kind of weighing the pros and cons right now. You're kind of juggling. You're trying to decide, how do you go forward here? You don't want to have a repeat of this 5 of Pentacles, yet at the same time, you have this incredible chemistry with someone and you want to make a space for them in your life. So this week, you're kind of trying to decide which way to go. And a lot of this, again, is going to involve you having a conversation with this person. This is more to do out of fear because of the past than it is out of what is really going to happen in this scenario. Justice, Knight of Swords, and Page of Swords. Interestingly enough, some of you feels very much like the scales are starting to come back into balance, come back into your favor. It may have felt like part of your life was really out of balance, Scorpio. It could have been your physical or your mental. It could have been your emotional and relationships. But somewhere along the line, you felt a lot of out of balance energy. And probably for a little while, you've been feeling like you've had to pay the price or kind of like bear the brunt of the worst. Well, this is all starting to even out, and I think you're starting to get a bit more of what you feel you deserve in a way coming in. Things are going to start to work in your favor a bit more. Some of you may even be waiting for a decision to come in, an official rendering or a decision. Nine of Swords is quite interesting because you move forward with a project or a plan as a result of this, right? It could be if some of you are waiting for a judgment, once this comes in, it's like, it kind of is like all systems go, right? And you kind of move forward with this really big plan. Some of you, it could be opening a business. It could be some kind of project that you feel very ambitious about. But it requires a lot of thought and a lot of action, and there's going to be a lot of commotion and movement this week. But also this week, there will be some really important conversations that you have with people. So try not to be too hasty or too quick. You know, Knight of Swords can sometimes rush after their goals, you know, and their objective. Just pay attention to some of the conversations this week that are coming in that may seem inconsequential at the moment, but they're going to lead to something else later on. For some of you, you're certainly going to get a favorable decision in a court case this week coming in. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. This is the last one. Some of you have certainly been having some difficulty financially. I think that you felt a little bit like your financial stability is being threatened. But 3 of Pentacles comes in, and that just indicates that you're starting to feel a lot more support coming in, a lot more business coming in. For some of you, this is certainly going to be for some Scorpios who run their own business. All right, guys? And it's going to mean that perhaps there's been a period most recently where business has been slow, right? Something of that nature. It's certainly going to pick up. More people are going to be wanting your services, but it's also going to require you to do a lot more work and to really be a lot more disciplined in a lot of other areas in your life with this Eight of Pentacles. But certainly for some of you who've been seeing kind of a dip or kind of a loss or a threat to your stability, all of this kind of turns around, and it's really dependent on how hard you're willing to work for this. I would almost say that for some of you who are running a business, this is the time to ramp up your business as you move towards Christmas, and you'll start to really increase your abundance, and you won't have to worry about this threat to your stability. All right, guys, this is your reading for September 8th to the 14th, Scorpio. I hope it did resonate with some of you, at least a little bit. And if it did, please help me to grow my channel. Subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notified. Please like this video if you resonated with some of the messages. All of this really helps my channel to grow. It helps me to maintain this channel because this is what I do for a living. And this is what I devote all my time to now in terms of how I get my abundance and my financial stability, right? And I do love to provide these readings to you. I do enjoy all the support that you guys have given me. So for right now, Scorpio, I love you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.